watching Morning at NTV.
Welcome back to Morning at NTV. Thank you so much for always staying with us now. We're getting into a Kickstarter conversation and we can engage, all right? We are heavy on hashtag Morning at NTV. Now, this Friday, yes, the Africa Institute of Music will be, yes, launching and actually dedicating, beg your pardon, its new campus, yes, making it the second institution in the country to offer higher qualifications in music after Makerere University. So to just get into that conversation and get the details, yes, of this particular big day and also just get to understand the institution further, we do have a guest with us, Romeo.
We do have a very charismatic and prolific person right here from the Africa Institute of Music, Miss
Maria Kim.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
It's really lovely to have you. So you're a Christian.
Yes, I'm a Christian missionary.
Christian missionary too.
Yes.
On top of doing music.
Yes, I'm a missionary musician.
So let's talk about the inception of the African Institute of Music, which is back then in 2002.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the challenges you've experienced when it comes to the music business in Uganda.
First of all, while I was so inspired by the African musicality,
Yes.
I was so shocked that there is no awareness of music education. I started my teaching at Makerere in 2002. I never studied the AIM, Africa Institute of Music, right away because I wanted to learn from what is there. So there was no awareness.
No awareness.
And that MDD department, we had very bright musical students, but no support. That was the biggest challenge. Then I wanted to do this kind of program under the Makerere, but there was no support. So I had to start and found this institute.
Your own institute, which is the
Yes.
African Institute of
Yes.
Music. So no awareness, no support.
Yes, not much support, I would say. Yes.
So since 2002, how many graduates have you passed out?
We produced over 100 from
Wow.
different programs.
Different programs.
Yes.
All right. So tell us more about the institute. You see, when you look at the name Africa Institute of Music, someone would just think, okay, it's music
Yes.
only. So when you talk of different programs, what exactly does the institution offer?
Yes, it is all about music.
All right.
But still, you know, we have different levels. So certificate, diploma, and the bachelor's. Equivalent right now because we didn't have our own campus.
Correct.
We just rented some. So the National Council, as long as you have the new campus, your own campus, then they're going to give the license, full license. Right now it's equivalent of bachelor's degree, but soon they're going to come and inspect.
Inspect and then give you the honors
Yes.
to actually issue bachelor's
Yes.
degree. All right, so Friday, we're just marking the growth from 2002 and now a new campus. Tell us more about that. Congratulations on that, but give us more on that.
Thank you. Praise the Lord, by the way.
Amen.
It is beautiful. I think you
Yes.
should come and see.
We will be there.
Sure. While I was at Makerere, the MD department was, the condition was so poor, and I felt so sorry for the musicians, especially students. So I had this dream, I would say the vision from God. So we managed, endeavored, and bought a piece of land in Luboa and built a beautiful campus. So we are so excited to dedicate to the Lord.
So the African Institute of Music was founded on Christian values.
Yes.
Now, there are secular artists out there that would
Yes.
love to join the African Institute
They
of
are
Music. Are they
God's
welcome?
children too.
Are they
Of
welcome?
course, yes, we welcome. And actually, we have many Muslims, because they love African music, Ugandan music, traditional music, so they join. And currently we have one student from India
Wow.
who is Hindu,
Oh.
apparently. So we just, God's
A
children.
diversified
Yes.
organization.
And it's
Okay.
good that there's no bias. And just let me mention this because my director has told me this on on my talkback that he's actually a graduate of your institution.
Really?
Yes. I think you need to meet him after this,
Oh,
Mr.
I'm
Dan.
glad to do.
Right. But when we look at the music space, musicians are still crying foul, saying that we are super talented. Now we're working hard to make sure that we churn out quality content, but the returns are not as much. So with regards to the different programs that you offer that, just surround the, subject of music, what more is being offered in there? Are we touching on, equipping these musicians, stroke students with skills on how they can harness their talents to actually put food on their table and say, this will be my comfortable 8 to 5 job and I will fend for my family comfortably? Are we instilling those values and those skills to them?
Yes, I mean, in Uganda, our situation is we are just having one kind, one genre, which is, I would say, contemporary music style. But we need more artistic value. I'm not saying that contemporary music doesn't have artistic value, but we have others too. Then we are offering to just enlighten the musicians to be with Western classical music and also artistic African traditional music. It's not just you just perform and dance, but you know why you do that, you know how you do that. So all the musicians in different genres, they can come and get enlightened.
And what you're saying is that once the content is at 100% and versatile, then making money would not be a hassle.
No, not really, because we have to create jobs too.
Right.
We are not just performers. We are music educators, and also we are healing the people. So we need music therapy, and then also we need scholars who studies really what is music.
Interesting fact over there. You did mention that your artists shouldn't only produce contemporary music, but
Not
also
only.
fuse it with Western classics to come up with something that is diversified.
Yes.
And in my opinion, I believe you're promoting diversity through music.
Yes.
Now, if I can play an instrument and make money from it,
Sure.
why do I have to go further with education?
As I told you, you are not just playing, you are not
Yes.
just performing, but you know why you are doing that. You know why you are doing this way or that way, because there should be your interpretation. Because your performance is very unique.
Yes.
Your personality is in that, your background experiences in that. So you learn the common knowledge and skills, but very systematic education. Then you can find yourself out of that. So we are raising very unique musicians who are enlightened, not only enlightened but disciplined.
Right.
Indeed.
Not just you just play, but you have reasoning within, because music is science. At the same time, it's an art beyond science.
Okay. All right. So in your view, as you look at the different components, and it's a beauty that you're saying that not every person that takes the music course will end up to be an artist or a musician. There are different, clusters in there that you can
Yes.
actually feel and be a professional in. But I want you to give us your view on the music industry, the commercial world out here. After school, you have to get into the commercial space. What's your view on a scale of 1 to 10? Where would you rate the music industry?
I think I'm very positive about music industry here because it's very vibrant, I would say. But we need good foundations, and it is an art. To me, art touches the core of human beings. It's not just superficial acting or pretending we are musicians. So that the art of intrinsic value, which touches the core of whole person.
Right.
That's what is needed.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put the music industry in Uganda?
I hope. I'm not saying they all need to come to Africa and through music.
Yes, yes.
There are some artistic performers there. Then they have to gather together and have some kind of community. They just compose a community.
Right.
And they share the ideas for the development of the music industry.
So 1 to 10? On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put them?
Like 6.
6.
Yeah,
so
they passed the marks.
Much has to be done to support the music industry.
Indeed. Now, tell us, what are some of the achievements you've garnered ever since Africa Institute of Music was inaugurated in 2002?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, people started recognizing the music education. That's what I could see. And we produced some accomplished musicians. For example, he's not here. He went to Nairobi. But the saxophone player, Brian Mugeni. Yeah, and we had the tamba.
Right.
I mean, some accomplished musicians joined our school. We are so blessed to have them. So we had some, struggles how we equip them when they're already accomplished musicians.
All right.
Yes, we now see the launch of a new campus in Lubowa, and then the inauguration of the founding chancellor. I believe this will be a game changer.
Yes.
What do you hope to achieve with this?
Now, well, I have that exciting privilege to be the first specialized music institution, but at the same time, I'm so aware of that responsibility, the weighty responsibility to be the one, right? But with this very respectful chancellor, who is the retired bishop, Dr. Edward Muhima, I think many people know about him. I think he's going to support. He's a musician, by the way. He is a music lover. So we are going to look forward to set the direction of the music education in Africa in the 21st century. We shouldn't follow all the time. We shouldn't copy, imitate all the time the Western non-African models, because it's not African.
Right.
So we have to develop the new curriculum, which we've been ongoing project.
A more diversified curriculum.
Correct, correct. Talking of the curriculum, many musicians will say, but I have the talent, but I have the connections, I have the directors, producers, everything and everyone in my box, and I can survive. Let's talk about the advantage of a musician going professional in light of actually enrolling for such a course, a music course, be it a certificate, a diploma, degree, any kind of level. What is the up game? What is the advantage of someone saying that, hey, I could have all this, I could be well connected commercially, but what more advantage would I get enrolling in school?
Well, Africa is so blessed with the oral tradition. So ears so good. Our ears so good, which I envy as a classical musician. But also, this is 21st century. We have to learn others' language so we can reach out. We cannot be among ourselves only. We have to promote our musicality so we can contribute to the world. That is my dream. Let African musicians come and learn others' language, not only verbal language, but musical languages, so we can reach out and say, see, Africa has the musicality to the world.
So it just helps with making sure that you can actually, harness the international market, not just locally, because then it opens up your mind, your scope, and learning more languages.
Yeah,
is a
because
plus.
we have the musicality to contribute with.
So, Ms. Kim, now, how different will the courses, music courses, be in comparison to the music, dance, and drama courses at Makerere University? Because you did mention that there was a problem at Makerere University while you were still there. Now, what do you hope to do different that Makerere is doing now?
Well, Makerere is doing good, great. Okay, my friends are there, colleagues are there. but
they had a little bit of
I mean,
challenges
support,
that you hope to
there's
iron
no
out when you
support.
at
Yeah,
African
so
Institute of Music.
right now, as I told you, we need the contextualized curriculum first, because we have to teach the students, right? So we somehow developed the curriculum
Yeah.
tailored in Africa in the 21st century. While the world appreciates African musicality, we Africans don't appreciate our own musicality. So we have the African music content, African traditional music content, and we have a jazz contemporary content, and we have the Western classical music content. They have their own strengths. So we combine all those, and then all the students, whether they major in Western classical, they should take some of these. And whether somebody is pursuing the jazz contemporary music, also they taste the other ones.
Okay. Now, I want you to break down the different, courses that you offer vis-a-vis the cost and the time.
Oh
Now,
my.
you have certificates. You offer certificates, right?
Yes.
You also do diplomas.
Diploma.
And that's it? That's the highest
And
level?
the best, Bachelor of Music.
That will actually do happen. All right, so let's start with the certificate. How long does it take for me to actually go
2
through?
years.
2 years.
Only
It's
2
not
years.
my decision, but it's in the National Council, because we are
Correct.
licensed by
Yes.
the National. We are faithful
National
to
Council
their
of Higher
policies.
Education.
All right, so that's 2 years. How much is it for a certificate for the 2
I
years?
would say it's about 800.
A semester?
Yes.
800,000 a semester?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's
I'm not
fair
a good
enough.
That's very
person
fair.
about it. I'm not in the finance.
Oh,
but
okay.
roughly.
But you have a rough
It's fair.
idea.
Yeah, roughly.
That's really fair for you
Yeah,
to
really
get,
fair.
knowledge.
Sure.
Diploma? How many years?
2 years, like in 2 years.
2 years
and
is in.
it's about 1 million per semester.
Per semester. All right. And the higher one?
Bachelor's degree equivalence right now, it's 1.5 or so.
How many years?
3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Yes,
It's really
right,
fair.
yes.
Anyway, Dr. Kim, what value addition will come from the African Institute of Music?
We are focusing on the excellent musicality.
Musical excellence.
And just spiritual integrity and that responsible spirituality.
Responsible spirituality.
It's not just, you just become a Christian, but you have to mean it. You have to live it out.
Let me ask you, so with that in mind, especially the spirituality aspect, how are you able to execute such that your students who are not Christians don't feel uncomfortable and don't feel
they do
rubbed
feel
off the wrong way?
uncomfortable, but this is as a Christian institution, they accept it. We have a Christian values here, and it's Christian. It's not like you just go to church, but it's we just recognize God as the creator, so they understand.
And
The
they'll-
Hindu student also, they believe in God, different God, but we have that common background.
I'm asking that because even here, the beauty of different even corporate spaces, they respect religion and different beliefs of people. I'll tell you, here we do have some space where Muslims can actually go and do their dua, they do their prayers. Now, in the institution, do you have that freedom whereby if I'm a Muslim, I
Yes,
can
we
actually
have
feel
the Muslims.
okay to actually just, lay my mat and pray?
I saw them doing, they lay mat and, at 5, they did. I have no problem. I just pray that we pursue and find the truth. We all try. And by God's grace, at the end, God is going to reveal himself. It's not me.
Indeed.
Okay.
Now, Dr. Kim, you did mention that some African students do not subscribe to contemporary music. What causes this?
African traditional music.
Yes, I mean, I'm an African and it would ideally be automatic for me to subscribe to contemporary music, but as you mentioned, some of your students do not subscribe to contemporary music. They want to do something different.
Yes,
What would
Western
cause this?
classical music
Yes.
or African traditional music. But Western classical music is somehow new, foreign to us, because you have to read and you have to write, which is of that oral tradition. So they have a lot of struggles, but I'm so proud that some of you, they became very excellent classical musicians, such as Mr. Natamba, good violin player.
Right.
And recently we had very good students coming up pianists, reading,
Right.
not just playing, but reading and writing, because we teach how to read. Yes.
Reading all those notes, eh?
Yeah, and writing too.
Music is indeed a passion. Some of these notes I tried, I just couldn't.
Oh,
All right.
really?
All right. You know, the other key issue in the commercial space when we talk about music is matters to do with copyright. Copyright issues. I mean, every single day we do host musicians here, we do host movie producers here, and they say that the key thing that is watering down their efforts is that copyright issue, piracy.
I'm so sad.
What is the solution, ultimate solution to fighting this?
I'm not the solution. I cannot say the solution, but we need it. As a composer myself, I would be so sad. I cannot be rewarded for my days, my years. I created something and I'm not rewarded because everyone copies. So I think the government should set the policies about it, and then all our artists, we have to have the one voice and influential to the policies.
Well, Dr. Kim, what I've learned from this interview, you're really passionate about music and your students, and I have to commend you for that. Now, besides government helping you introduce a copyright law, what else would you wish the government to do for you to ensure that music in Uganda grows vis-a-vis what is being done elsewhere in the world?
Well, I have to promote the Makerere University here because they really need governmental support. Because it's a leading institution, yeah. So support music education because it's not just for musicians.
Right.
It's for everyone because it touches cognitive level and affective, and also the movement, psychomotor part. So it's not about musicians to be, but it's about everyone, all the children.
Okay.
Indeed, at that note, I think we wrap this up. We've run out of time. Dr. Kim, the principal of the African Institute of Music, many thanks for having come and
Thank you
speaking
for
to us.
having me.
It's
Thank you for
been
your
an
blessings.
absolute pleasure.
Thank you very
We
much.
wish you all the best.
Oh, we've been
Thanks.
speaking to Dr. Kim Maria. She's the principal of African Institute of Music. On Friday, they will be launching the new campus in Luboya and also inaugurating the founding chancellor. It will be a new day, a new future for the African Institute of Music. If you're interested in music or anything related to that, just make your headway to African Institute of Music. But right about now, we are heading into our next segment, the traffic update, with our reporter, Stephen Mbide. Mbide, if you can hear me, what's the latest on our roads this morning?